What's up, dudes and dudettes, and hopefully things are working. I just got a very weird error message from OBS. I don't know if it was a YouTube error or what. Let me turn my audio down a little bit so I'm not blasting it double. I did get a notification, that's always good. Very strange. Let me flip over the screen. To explain what just happened, I tried to start the stream about a minute ago, and then OBS told me that I didn't have the proper stream key, which means I wasn't able to connect to YouTube, which scared the crap out of me. I thought maybe there was something wrong with my channel. Hello, Supreme Waffle, and welcome to the stream. Let me open up that lovely stream notification that it sent me and I completely dismissed on accident. Looks like it's doing okay. Wow. Apparently a lot of people are jumping in today. Welcome, everybody! Today I run out of weed, unfortunately. Playing the same game that's extremely pissing you off, you see? Well, I'm not gonna stop playing the game just because it's pissing you off. Welcome to the stream regardless. You might not want to pay too much attention today, Primordialism. Resume saved. And here we go. But I'm probably going to be feeling the exact same way by the time we end the stream because I only have a single bowl of weed. And this game is not very good with me. I end up having some rage fits when it comes to this game quite often. So we'll see what happens. I have a single bowl of weed. I went out of my way to grind up the last little bit of stems I have, and I had about a quarter of a bowl of actual weed left that I found in my mason jar. I didn't even realize I had some left. And then I also have some resin and shit like that, but I would rather not smoke resin today. Hello, Bryson! You're packing a bowl now? Nice! Well, hopefully you're gonna have a good stream. I have to only smoke one today, so it's gonna be a little sketchy. Do we have tourism stuff? We do not. As per usual, we're gonna start off this stream with a rave rocket to Africa. I'll do a little bit of time acceleration, a little bit more than normal, just so that we don't have to wait like 20 minutes as it goes into orbit and comes back out. But it gives me time to smoke, it gives me time to talk about the random shit that's been happening today, and get into the groove of this stream as a whole. So let's grab some tourists and send them into space. Oh yeah! Did you guys hear about that crazy flat earther who finally shot himself up into the atmosphere? And he didn't get even fucking close. He only made it like 1,800 feet or something in the air, or 1,200 feet in the air, some ridiculousness. Like, what the hell? He didn't even make it like 1/200th of the way to space. Oh, I saw that and I laughed so hard this morning. I thought it was a little bit of good humor. 418. Hey, at least he survived, so I can laugh about it. He launched himself up. His parachute actually did deploy. It was a little bit of a hard landing because apparently he was taken away by paramedics. But he survived. He's okay. It's really fucking funny, though. He's trying to launch himself into space to prove that the Earth is flat. It's such a facepalm moment. Like, even if he succeeds, he's gonna be facepalming. Like, alright, let's go vehicle assembly building. I'm not gonna go into here. You're new around here, chat rules? Pretty much just don't be derogatory towards anyone else and don't spam. That's about it. Feel free to talk about whatever the hell you want to. Feel free to tell me about your day and everything else. Yep, safe primordialism, got it. Don't spam or be annoying. And hello, Janessa! It is doing okay today. I'm running out of weed, but it's doing okay today. Let's get the Smomobile out. Where are you at, bro? There it is, the Smomobile in its amazing glory. Smom! Hey, Buck Wild, you're here early. That's cool. Welcome to the stream, and indeed, Smom, my one and only bowl. Which means the rest of the stream is going to get progressively more distraught. I am going to get more and more stressed out because I am dealing with a lot of shit, and it's not great. Gotta love running out of weed. Loading, slowly but surely. I actually did move Kerbal Space Program to my solid state drive. It doesn't seem like it helps at all. I have a feeling it's based on, I think I talked about this before. I have a feeling it's a speed thing because my CPU is a bottleneck speed thing, to be more specific. My CPU is like 9 years old, so I can't exactly push it as hard as I would like to. Unless I get a water cooler, and then overclock it to the max, because i7-920 doesn't have a limit, apparently. No. What am I doing? I was about to launch this thing manually without a joystick. Sounds like a perfect plan. Switch to 0. You know what? So this is more entertaining for us to watch. Just to be honest. Let's revert to vehicle assembly. Wait. Yes, to vehicle assembly, because it's going to boil off fuel on our final stage, and I don't want to deal with that. Hello, Tori! Indeed, Bryson. Basically just be a decent human. Believe it or not, that is actually a pretty hard requirement to have on YouTube, but it seems to be working so far. I have amazing mods that keep us safe. Leave. Do I got Kerbal operating system, sir? I do indeed, Shadow! And my rocket is 100% controlling itself. I'm just going to switch to the daytime so that we don't have to worry about it. Ta-da! It is day. Technically, it's noon. The hell? How's it noon and the sun is just rising? What sort of fucked up daylight saving time is you on? What? Alright, let's get that sun up in the air a little bit. And call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure the sun isn't at that much of an angle in Florida. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just a weird season. Like, maybe it's winter. And for some reason the sun is rising at 12 o'clock. I don't know. Don't ask me. Is it... I think we're okay. Just a little bit more. I'm trying to make it dark in Africa, but bright here, if that makes sense. It will eventually. Okay, let's just call it quits there. That's 7 hours, and I don't know where the hell the sun is, if I'm being honest. I'm getting sketched out of waiting. Oh, nope, there it is. Alright, cool. Now it should be dark in Africa. Let's go. We have to do that because our rocket's a rave rocket, and daytime raves are fucked up. Except DEFCON 1. If you go to DEFCON 1, okay, that's a 3-day rave. Technically, there are nights too. That counts. What was that? Alright, I feel like my game just had a seizure for a second. Tourism. I didn't even load them up. Well, it's a good thing I didn't fire it into the atmosphere. You've been meaning to get a new CPU, i7-6600? Oh, shit, hell yeah, it's worth it. Dude, I've got an i7-920, and it's still running. I would say anything from 920, anything from an i7 is great. You just got KOS, and it's asking you to choose between ComNet Connectivity Manager or Perm All Connectivity Manager. Permit all connectivity. You just want it to be able to connect to everything, just to make it easier on you. Kerbal logic. The hell? Indeed. I don't know exactly why the sun is, you know, rising at 12, but we figured it out. Everyone is now loaded up. It's taken me almost 9 minutes to get this rocket actually ready, but I am prepared to smoke a bowl as we send this thing into space. FMRS goodbye. Everything looked good. Let's get our fuel all situated first, because why not? What? I do believe I just clicked stay there, and you did not. Must have not clicked on it. Okay. Misclicks are always a good way to start a rocket launch. That's how they have a good omen at NASA when somebody accidentally starts the launch too early and they have to abort. Looks good. Kerbal OS, pop you up and get this thing a rolling. Or a flying, whatever. Run tourism. Godspeed, Kerbals. Okay, that took a little bit for it to turn on. The game is glitching, oddly. All I did was time accelerate. Why are you stuttering so bad today? Interesting. Gotta love the smoke plume. Is the sun still setting? The sun is still setting. Good. Just double checking. Prepare the Smo-mobile, indeed. Smomin' time. You just got home from work, Justin? Well, I'm glad you're able to relax a little bit. And welcome to the stream. I'm loading up a bowl right about now. Anyone else want to join me? Please do so. Oh man, this actually has a lot more keef on it than I thought. Hell yeah, that's a good thing. Means I might get stoned. I'm gonna see if I can put it into, good job. See if I can turn it into 2 hits rather than 1. Normally I just blaze it up and I smoke the whole bowl in 1 hit. But I only have a single bowl. So if I could get properly stoned off of half a bowl, which I don't think is possible, but I'm gonna try. If I could get halfway stoned with this bowl, I'd be fairly happy. We almost... Nope, we're only 5,000 meters off. Okay, we're about to do our gravity turn in another 4,500 meters. Be right back, gonna smoke half a bowl. Hold! And release. How hard is it to code in KOS, Shadow? Not that hard. If you would like, I have a stream series that I did about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe a month ago at this point. Actually, it is over a month ago at this point. Where I started recreating the SpaceX stuff, where I started making the grasshopper, which I think... Oh, hold on. I think I have a picture of it still on... No, I deleted it, unfortunately. I was recreating the grasshopper and the Falcon 9 and the Falcon Heavy with Kerbal OS, and I went from not knowing anything about this operating system / programming language all the way to being able to make a rocket launch itself, hover 1,000 meters in the air, and then land itself on the launch pad, which is pretty fucking cool. If you would like to go watch that, I have them. I have them all backed up on YouTube still. They were fairly popular streams, believe it or not. They were all labeled like boring, don't watch, coding galore, and stuff like that, but still, people watched them. It's cool for me. Speaking of the rocket stuff, the SpaceX rocket stuff specifically, the 3D printer broke today, as you may be able to tell by the bottom of the screen. The 3D printer 100% broke today, so Kerbal space program in real life is going to be a little bit delayed, as in like a week or so delayed. I do still have, pardon the mess on my floor because I've been drilling shit out, hopefully the cam works. BAM! I do still have, give me just a moment, this massive thing already made, and this is nearly 3.5 feet tall, the hollow portion of a rocket, and then all of the other parts that have been made so far. So we are still making quite a bit of progress. It looks like the game is a little loud today, but we shall see. We are still making a shitload of progress, which is awesome, and the rocket's still flying itself. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Shit. We are almost done with our gravity turn. Once we get to 45 degrees, he'll start telling us the apoapse again. But we're doing pretty good with the rocket stuff. I got some springs in today, which you might have noticed on the floor. I got some compression springs yesterday, and some compression and extension springs today. So we'll be able to finish the pistons and the landing legs and all of that stuff the moment I can get the new 3D printer. And then it's just on finishing the shell pieces and making this thing fly. Your dream is to create a code language that's extremely difficult to work with and name it KYS? Interesting. Believe it or not, that might exist, Justin. Indeed, Shadow, I am making a rocket. Kerbal Space Program has made me do it. Why, thank you very much, Justin. Ooh, actually, I shouldn't be doing this, but rip printer, indeed rip printer. Give me just a second. I'm gonna cover the screen again, and I apologize. You know what? Let me see. Can I do this? Aha! Alright, then I'll move it over here or something so that it's not quite in the way of anything important. Sweet. So now I can talk to you about the stupid shit while also watching this rocket fly. I'm gonna turn down the game audio just a bit. It seems oddly loud today. Alrighty, so this thing, which you have seen before, is the landing leg. And if I could get my mic actually pointed towards me so you can hear me, it is actually really nice. Right now it has springs in here, and they work really well. Like, it's really well. I can't give you any idea how well these things are actually functioning. It has about 2 to 3 inches of play, and these are with the smallest springs I could possibly put in it. So we're gonna get this done very soon. I am quite happy the way that worked out, how the springs actually compress, how everything functions. I'm not a mechanical engineer, so I wasn't certain on how that would actually work. And it's amazing. You would stop making that stuff halfway through because you're so fucking lazy? Well, I'm about halfway through. We'll see. Yeah, and exactly, Tori. If it wasn't for the printer being fucking stupid, maybe I would have had some more progress. But we'll see. I did find one on Amazon that's even cheaper than the one I bought, and it has dual extruders, an auto-leveling bed, and a bunch of other stuff. But I'm not gonna get my return until probably Thursday or Friday, maybe even Saturday, and there's only 4 left on Amazon, so I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get that one. I'm just gonna have to search and find a good one. Hopefully I don't get screwed too bad. You're cleaning house? Oh man, I know that feeling. I was doing that yesterday. Turns out I have another rat or mouse in my back server room closet. I haven't accessed that closet in a year because it's just full of crap and I didn't really need anything in it. And go figure, I opened it the other day to access the breaker box to turn off my water heater, and I saw rat droppings, which is never something you want to see in your house. So I went and placed a lot of traps around. I cleaned out the closet, and cleaning out the closet, wow. And then, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the rat traps work. It's really hot in that server room. Goodbye, you bastards! It's really hot in that server room, so the sticky traps don't tend to work as well. And I feel like an asshole if I just start dropping poison around my house. I don't have, like, cats or dogs or anything, but yeah, that would suck. I don't want to accidentally forget about that and then get a new puppy in like a year and a half and have some crazy vet bill because I accidentally forgot to pick up a rat trap. I tend to use instant kill or sticky traps only, not freaking pellets. The poison stuff is bad. Why, thank you very much, Justin. I do appreciate it. I'm technically not a very good engineer, but I appreciate it. Let's not run the next printer for 3 weeks straight. Psh, I'm gonna run the next printer until it dies too. If it can run for a month straight, then it's gonna survive anything I can throw at it. If it starts doing all of the crap that this one did, then I'll return it too and get another one, because it's ridiculous. How long did it take me to code and program my grasshopper from start to finish? To the point of perfection, or to the point where it landed itself? I think I got it to where it landed itself on the 2nd or 3rd day. Don't use glue traps. You don't feel much empathy for mice or rats, but that's a bad way to die. Yeah, I feel the same way too. It's just, I hate to be an asshole here. They're cheaper. Because I live out in the country, so if I get a mouse in my house, it's probably not going to be a mouse. It's going to be either a mouse the size of a rat or a rat. And I had a rat earlier this, I was about to say year, but I mean, I don't think it was technically this year. I think it was at the end of last year. And my God, was that thing big. It was like the size of a fucking chihuahua. So, with the, like, even the tiny little traps, the sticky traps, they don't work. I have to get the massive ones, or the really massive instant kill traps, and those things are fairly expensive, if I'm being blunt. Oh, fuck. Justin, you go, nah, don't use glue traps, drown them. What the fuck? That's even worse. And yeah, the clapper traps, I agree, they're better. I have a couple of them, but they're expensive. The big ones are like $2 to $3 a pop. So if I started stashing them everywhere in my house, I mean, you don't ever just buy one. You buy like 4 or 5 of them to deal with the problem. That's like $20 in rat traps. What the hell? It's a gram of weed. Not really, I don't. If I was in high school, it'd be a gram of weed. Now it's more like lunch. Because I can afford weed, generally speaking. I'm going to smoke the other half of this bulb. Be right back. Alrighty. And back to the 3D printer thing. I already contacted Amazon and got a return for it and everything else. Apparently, I think, I'm gonna clarify this, I think that company has a lot of returns against them because it immediately got accepted. And I do spend a lot of, ooh, we're in space. I do spend a lot of money on Amazon over the past, like, year and a half. Like, I've spent close to 40 or 50 grand through Amazon because of my business. And that may have something to do with it. It's like a $400 printer, $500 printer, and they would usually just return things. But the last return I did, oh my God, was it bad. It took me like a month to get it through. So I have no idea if maybe they just checked my account or this time around the company has some problems and Amazon knows it. I'm leaning towards the company has problems and Amazon knows it. So I'm happy. I got an immediate refund or immediate return accepted. So I'll get UPS to pick this 3D printer up tomorrow morning and should have my money by Friday, Saturday at the latest. Usually speaking. Oh, space. Indeed. Space. The amazingness. Oh, no. What the? Damn it. I'm using monopropellant. How is that not counted as acceleration? Fuck you. That is bullshit. It must be like, nah, that's such a low amount of acceleration. That doesn't count. I need to physically time accelerate because we have a program running. If you do full time acceleration, it pauses your program. If you do physical time acceleration, everything works as intended. When do you think where do you think the space station will come down? Who knows, Buckwild? I'm kind of interested in that. I've been watching that for a few months. Or at least the first time I picked it up through the news where I was astounded that a whole space station, they were just like, nah, we can't fix it. We could have eventually, but nah. Oh, it's just crazy. If I remember the story correctly, I'm paraphrasing on something I read like 6 months ago, but the Chinese government knew it was descending like years ago when they were still using it. And I think years, once again, that's me paraphrasing, I have no idea, years, month, whenever the fuck they were still using it. And either they mistakenly did a burn or something made it where it doesn't work the way it's supposed to, and they basically went, nah, fuck it. We'll just let it hurtle back to the ground. That baffles me. I know that happens all the time. No, the ISS is not coming down. It's a Chinese space station, the Pyong something, or I don't know. I think it was mentioned in Gravity, question mark? Somebody who knows more about space and more about space movies could let me know that. Or space movies specifically. I think in Gravity, she went from the destroyed space station over to the Chinese space station that was not in use anymore, if I remember correctly. And I think that's the one that they were mentioning in the movie. The Chinese station just doesn't care anymore. Slowly but surely, we are working our way down, and I'm gonna physically time accelerate again. Huzzah! Indeed, it's the Chinese station. It was their test station that they put up, I believe. Their next space station, once again, I'm paraphrasing and I'm talking out my ass. I'm openly being the disclaimer before I start talking. I believe their next space station is going to be a long-term habitable project, there we go, project that is going to be nuclear sustained. They want to have a nuclear-powered space station, I believe, but I'm not accurate on that. And if they do, that would actually be pretty interesting to see, because if they implemented things like, Scott Manley was talking about them a few days ago on a new video, the partial air ion thrusters, where it's high atmosphere propulsion. That would be great if you had a station like that. If it started to descend and you had no other way of pumping it back up, you could literally do it with air from space. That's great. But who knows? We shall see what they do. Maybe they'll just put a giant nuclear reactor in orbit and then go, nah, fuck it, and that one falls back to Earth. Who knows? Hey, it turns out to be nighttime. That's cool. We successfully did the daytime shift. Burn, baby, burn. I was taking a swig of soda. I apologize. The Tiangong one, by the way, thank you. I thought it was Piangong for some reason. I thought it started with a P, not a T. Oops. Let me know if that's the same station that Sandra Bullock decided to hop on in Gravity. I know it's a random question, but it's, for some reason my brain's like, Sandra Bullock! No idea why! And how would she be associated with a freaking good job. A Chinese space station. Trying to make space station and Chinese into the same word. A Spinese station. You don't trust them having a nuclear-powered station if they have one going down already? Agreed. That's what I was just talking about. Oh, Tori, you're talking about the proven Falcon Heavy. Why can't we do some good old moon missions? We are, believe it or not. That's what they're planning on doing next year or the year after that? I can't remember. I think they're planning on flying the BFR next year. And they also moved the tourism thing to with the BFR, so I assume it'd be the year after that. So probably 2019. This one's pegged down. SpaceX has already talked about it. In 2019, they're going to try to launch the BFR, or at least test it. You know that's not going to happen. They're going to push it like 5 or 6 more years. But if they do, then it'd be 2020, I assume, that they would launch the private tourists around the moon, which is something they were supposed to do with the Falcon Heavy, but they then, or with the Dragon capsule, but now they've scrapped the Dragon capsule Maybe they... I don't know. Primordialism will know a lot more about this. But I think recently they've been teasing that they might do the Dragon Capsule as human possible. I don't know. You'll have to look it up. I'm talking out my ass again. You hope it's in a higher orbit? Well, I mean, technically, no matter what, they still all decay eventually. It just takes a lot longer the higher up they are. So if you're talking like 500,000 meters, sure. Or higher, that'd be even better. Slowly but surely, we are dropping into the atmosphere. Do a little bit of physical time acceleration until we hit 5,000 meters. I don't know what you're talking about, Primordialism, with the... It's actually pretty practical. You're gonna have to add context to that one, man. Are you talking about them getting the BFR off by next year? That's kind of practical, or... Dragon is human capable, but they're still using it for space station resupply, aside from the Soyuz launchers. Or the Soyuz, whatever. Interesting. I thought it wasn't human capable yet. I thought they still had to do something to make it human capable, and that's why they haven't done their private mission. Ta-da! Start the party! Shit! All tourists are gonna be happy. Give it about 1,200 more meters till we hit the ground. We're good. Or, I take that back. It's, closer to like 600 or something. Indeed, if it impacted hard, it would release nuclear waste, Justin. Ta-da! We landed! It's all amazing. You'd have to slow that down a lot for those. Alright, let's stop the lovely program, recover the vessel. Oh, I know, Tori. There's a lot of reactors in orbit. A lot of them aren't necessarily a full-blown fission reactor. Well, there is no fusion yet. Fission reactor. That's what I was talking about. But you're completely correct. There are a lot of radioactive isotopes used in quite a few satellites to get them either to have propulsion, which I believe is the ion thruster. This sounds like I'm talking like I'm in Star Wars, because ion thrusters, but I think that's a thing. Like, it's a real thing that uses a radioactive isotope at it's like xenon gas, basically, like you have in Kerbal Space Program, that they then, it's not radioactive xeons on the fucking royal gases or whatever, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's like it, where it has a radioactive isotope that decays, and as it decays, it shoots off away from it, and it produces thrust, but I can't remember what it is, because it's been fucking 10 years since I saw the Discovery Channel documentary on that one. Alright, let's go... Shoot. How much science do we have? We have 700. How much would we need to get the next level of fuel? Exotic alloys. Oh shit, we'd need 1,000 and then 1,500. Huh. Is it possible... This is gonna hurt. This is gonna cost a lot of money. But we're gonna see what happens. I want to see how much science we get. Could we turn this into a productive stream? Is it possible? Probably not, but is it? Oh, and on top of the ion thruster thing, I can keep talking about the radioactive isotopes in space. There are a lot of them. For instance, we had radioactive clocks that my dad actually had a radioactive clock. He grew up in the 50s. They were made with a glowing isotope that's radioactive, and that glowing isotope you can surround with a small photovoltaic sensor, aka a solar panel, and you get power. Now, a lot of things aren't powered like that because it's not enough power, it's not enough time, but there's a lot of different uses for radioactive isotopes, for example, like that one, that they use in space. And I mean hundreds that I'm too ignorant to understand or know about. That's just one of the examples I remember, because my dad told me a story about how he had a alarm clock for years as a kid that was right next to him, and the cool thing about it was that it glowed in the dark. Being from the 50s, most of them didn't, because it wasn't electric, it was just a mechanical wind-up alarm clock that glowed in the dark. And it was so cool until he realized that it was fucking radioactive sitting there right by his bed for years. Let's keep going. Oh, lovely. Primordialism's talking about the reactor blow. Yep, the waste from that is freaking everywhere. That's going to be long-lasting effects for years to come. I think they just recently figured out that some of the radioactive fuel had leaked into the aquifer or bedrock or something like that underneath the reactors and was now seeping into the ocean in a very potent way, and was making serious problems like radioactive fish and all this other stuff. I can't remember exactly what it was. Once again, I'm talking out my ass, but it was one of those stories that I was reading on my phone going, holy shit, I'm glad I don't live near the coast. Don't go swimming in California. Let's load it back up. I normally wasn't going to do this twice, but I want to see how much science we get, and I'm going to do it on a little bit of a time acceleration this time. And by a little bit, a fucking lot. You're glad radioactive clocks are not a thing anymore? Indeed, me too. That would suck to have a radioactive thing right by my bedside table. Oh, man. Yeah, nearly everything is radioactive, Justin. It's just to varying levels. Anything that emits light, anything that's electronic, anything like... Technically, EM fields are radiation. So is your router. Oh, lovely. We'll start talking about home appliances that are radioactive. I'll call fire alarm. Who's getting the next one? All right, let's go. KOS. Here we go. Tourism. Go, my lovelies. Pop. Thank you. Goodbye, ground. We shall see you another time. The game's like, what are you doing? Bro, stop it. No, I'm good. I'll just let you fly as fast as you physically can. And hopefully you don't blow up. If you do, I'll revert the flight and we'll try it a little bit more reasonable of a level. But I want to see how fast we can do this. It'd be nice if we could start making a completely different launcher. Oop, for this. You angled at the wrong time. All good. Now make sure everyone's flight is happy. You're just going to smoke? See, I really want to, but I don't have anything to smoke. I take that back. I have resin, but I haven't actually scraped it yet. I know it's resin, and I know it's good and all, and tastes like shit. But I don't know if I'm that desperate. I'm really not. I just want to get more high. Ta-da! Horizontal out! Never mind. Stay at an angle. Hello, Panda Gamer. Welcome to the stream. Sideways, I beseech you. There you go. Now we'll line out. Fuel's coming down. Almost ready for detaching. Our speed's quite good. I love this rocket. It's so good. Let's just all agree radiation isn't fun to be around. Indeed, Justin, indeed. Large doses of bad radiation is always bad to be around. Funny enough, I was in high school, and I had to debate in my Earth Space Science class another team on whether or not spending money in the research and development for fusion reaction would be more efficient than using the money for nuclear reactors like they were proposing. But every time something, because the whole problem with nuclear reactors is, you know, they blow up. If it blew up, their proposition was, oh, well, we can just use those sites for nuclear storage waste, or waste storage. Wow, I can say things, dysgraphia. Nuclear waste storage. So, just completely disregard the fact that, oh yeah, we're gonna have occasional nuclear meltdowns. Let's just use those sites productively when it happens. I was laughing so hard I couldn't come up with an argument. Like, I was both speechless and laughing, which makes no sense because, I mean, one's a convulsion, but there was no, how do you respond to that? It's like, yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of people that die, and, you know, large chunks of land that are going to become toxic for hundreds of years, but when that eventually happens, we can use those places for storage. At least we have a closet to put stuff in. I was baffled. Thankfully, I did win that debate, even though I couldn't finish my argument after being faced with such stupidity. Oh, good. I'm trying to catch up with chat. Awkward silence. Actually, Justin, primordialism is about to come at you here, but that is radiation. Light is technically radiation. And welding, if not done properly, is gonna burn your corneas and eventually kill you. Leads to infection if you don't treat it, and death. And I'm sure there's other ways that it could kill you further that he'll probably talk about that I'm ignorant to. But I know the main one is cornea damage. It's like staring into the sun. Because I actually do weld. I've done a little bit of welding, and I have a welding machine in my back room there. The one I was just talking about. Ta-da! We're coming on down. You work at an HCR, I'm an idiot when it comes to abbreviations. Hospital? Cancer Research Center? That's the only thing that I can think of with that. Waiting. Oh, we're coming back in. All good. We've been at full-time acceleration this whole time. I think I might look into getting another bowl. It's not a good idea, but I think I might look into it. Ah, lovely Dr. Pepper. Oh! So it has something to do with welding. I have no idea what HCR is. Collision repair? Maybe? I'm so bad with acronyms. Like, it's literally like my brain breaks. It doesn't matter if I know it or not. It's just, I'm so bad. I'm gonna grab these, and I'm gonna start scraping up some resin. Welding company, they produce cattle sheds and a lot of other things for our barnyard buddies. Nice! That actually would be kind of useful, because I have basically a cow for a tortoise. People are amazed to see my tortoise, and they're like, this is literally a cow. Yep. That's a cow with a lot more personality, because I moved next to a farmer who owned about 30 head of cattle, and they were all personable. I mean, they all had names and shit like that. He didn't farm them for meat, but if they died, he did bring them to the butcher. These cows were nice. Like, they knew people, they knew when to come over for food and all of that stuff. But it's not even close to, like, my tortoise. My freaking tortoise, he's 7 years old now and weighs maybe 30, 35 pounds. He is insane. Oh, take away that time acceleration because we might burn up from it. Incoming! But my tortoise today, for instance, I noticed he was inside his hut and it was way too hot for him to be in his hut. So I went and threw the water sprinkler out in his yard. He immediately comes running out, playing in the water sprinkler for like 10 minutes. Then he starts following me around the backyard like a puppy dog, because I'm checking on other things, wanting his butt scratched and everything else. If you scratch on the back of his shell, he'll wiggle his butt. It's pretty humorous. I need to get a video of it. But, generally speaking, he's much more, to close this point, he's a lot more personable than a cow. Similar in so many regards, but also like a little dog. Until he becomes like 350 pounds, then he'll be like a big dog. One that hopefully doesn't decide to bulldoze through the side of my house. You haven't played KSP in a while now? Well, technically me neither. I'm having my rocket that I programmed do it for me. Oh, goodness. All the bulls in Montana are for meat. There are a few that raise milk cows, and that steak is what makes money around here. I understand that. I'm in Texas. I've got, even down just the road from me, I've got a huge herd of cattle with quite a few longhorns. Like, the ones that I would not want to get anywhere near, no matter how many times I was told that they're pleasant and nice. Primordialism, I don't even know what the fuck you're arguing about. There's literally no argument. You're just being hard-headed, if I'm being honest. As far as I could tell, Justin was just talking about heavy doses of bad radiation are bad for you. Generally speaking. And that is 100% accurate. And you just keep going on and beating both my head in and his with these random examples. Slowly but surely, release parachutes and everything else. No? Okay, there we go. Supposed to do it at 5,000 meters. That took a lot longer than it was supposed to. I'm gonna smoke another bowl. Be right back. Well, smoke kind of a bowl. Smoke some resin, to be more clear. Be right back. Heat shield's gone. Rave time. I'm trying to hit this a few times. The first few hits of resin you never want to take because technically, from combustion of weed, combustion of any form, produces water. And resin is full of water. And you do not want to be inhaling that steam. So take a hit, blow it out. Take a hit, blow it out. Then you can hit the resin. Smoke indeed. One more. Let me rephrase on what I said earlier. There's nothing wrong with hitting that steam. You just don't want to keep it in your lungs because you don't want that steam to condense in your lungs because that's water in your lungs. That's bad. The THC that's in that steam is perfectly going to get you high like normal. Am I still descending? I am indeed. You would share your wax if you could, but resin sucks. Indeed, resin sucks. And I wish you could, because I really like smoking dab. But I do not have the money for that shit right now. Maybe in a week or two when I get semi-caught up, not really. I figured, man. That's why I was calling you out. I also figured you were able to deal with being called out. It's all good. I hope your headache gets better. Ta-da! I believe we're landed. We have indeed. I couldn't see the ground until a little bit of flashing light. We succeeded! Control C. Now, how much did we get? We had like 740 science, I think? Off of a full rocket, what did we get? Is it like 1,200, 1,300? $1,200. That's not bad. I'll take it. It cost us like $500,000, but that's not bad. Lockheed Martin, MKV, interesting. That's a challenge stone. I don't know if I want to build that. But here's a little bit of a glimpse into my life. My dad actually ran his own company, his own shipping company, and we were shipping in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which means that we delivered to Lockheed Martin. I can't exactly disclose what we were delivering and all this stuff. I can say computers, but I don't know what it was or anything special. Everything that went into it was, I mean, 15 years ago, so who fucking knows? Probably on, like, I assume the F-22, the F-35 or something that they were working on at the time. 1,200 science. We can already step further than we have before. Exotic alloys. Ta-da! Now, this is the problem. I need 1,300 more. Which is going to take like 3 flights. We could totally do that in an hour. We could do 3 tourist flights and then get our next step on fuel tanks. And we would be set. Like the biggest rockets we could possibly make, we could be set. But that's a lot of repetition. And hello, Stone Monkey! I'm sorry I didn't read your comment. I really do appreciate you saying that you get me stoned as fuck. That's always good to hear. Oh, it's the last bit of THC for a while. You're gonna... Oh, we got some bills to pay. You're gonna make you broke. I understand that, Justin. That's literally why I can't buy weed right now. I have a $700 electric bill and about $500 in other bills that I have to pay. And I'm definitely know my priorities. Weed is not that high on the list. God, it hurts. Let's just see, out of curiosity, did that change anything? Loading, slowly but surely. Can I make our fuel tanks, our procedural fuel tanks to be more specific, useful? Nope, they're still maxed out. I can't go higher than 5 meters, which means I still need one more upgrade when it comes to fuel tanks. Son of a beach. So we still need 1300 science. I feel like doing 3 of these would be a waste. Like, I have to do that in a stream that I'm just gonna get, like, stoned out of my fucking mind for or something. At the same time, I'm not gonna have weed for, like, a week or 2. So, what do I do? Just avoid KSP for a week or 2? That's not really an option. $700 electric bill? Do we have... No, I don't have a grow up in my garage. I'm running a Bitcoin mining business. I have 2 server rooms in my house. Though that is exactly why I don't keep over an ounce of weed in my house, because I, for the past year, have been scared out of my goddamn mind that somebody's gonna come knocking on my door with a tip, quote-unquote, from the power company that I'm running a grow-up. That is not true. I do not have anything in my house like that, except for a little bit of weed that I smoke only recreationally. Let's see here. Would you all be offended if I spent an hour doing this to get more science? Or do you want me to do something like possibly make a multi-million-dollar rocket that gets to the moon? Because that's the only way we could ever possibly get to the moon. We would have to make a stupid big rocket. Like 20 or 30 stages stupid big to be able to go all the way there for my stupidity to clarify. Somebody who knows the game and who isn't a terrible person, I was about to say a shit, who's not a shit at programming the orbits, or not programming, getting the proper orbits and everything else lined up. I need a stupid amount of fuel. And the only way to get a stupid amount of fuel into orbit is to have an even stupider, it makes sense, amount of fuel. Gotta love the bad terminology for the crazy example that I'm using. I need an absurd amount of fuel on a very big bottom stage to get an absurd amount of fuel into orbit. So, we could either do that, or we could do 3 launches and then actually build a good tourism vehicle. I don't know which one it's gonna be. We could attempt, theoretically, like a BFR or something if we could get the 1300 science. But that's a while until they're... Hello. Or not. You retracted your hello. Interesting. Hey, Buck Wild. Primordialism. I hope you guys are watching. Yeah, let me do one more Stonemobile, or Smallmobile, just to see. Or if you all want me to attempt something stupid, I guess I will. It's just gonna be like 40 minutes of building an absurd rocket that we'll never use, because it's gonna be so cost inefficient. If we just had the slightly larger procedural fuel tanks, we'd be golden. But the problem is, we only have SpaceX tanks, and they weigh an absurd amount. Especially whenever you start making them larger. So, it's either Smallmobile or absurdly large to compensate for the extremely inefficient rocket. Thank you, Buckwild, because I have a feeling we're gonna need some moderators. Just something gives me that hunch. Let me grab these. $1,300 science is a bitch. But I can't see any other way of doing this. We have to get the procedural tanks. I'm just sitting here debating myself. There's gotta be something else we could do. Does it guarantee the bigger tanks? Like, do they have bigger tanks in here? No. That's antimatter containment. Colossal rocks. Is that what we were supposed to... Oh, my God. Well, I'm an idiot. And that's 22. Yup. Alright, well, we're definitely not going to get that much. Shit. So here is... I was assuming we had to get our fuel storage. And that's probably accurate, but this isn't fuel storage anymore. This is antimatter storage. Our fuel storage, for some reason, leaped over into the rocketry side. Fun. Have I managed to leave Kerbin yet? Well, it's not Kerbin. It's Earth. And yes, multiple times. I just can't get anywhere useful yet. Because I don't have nuclear reactors down, which is all of this branching stuff that I don't have. And I also don't have the big enough rockets to do it. If I got the rockets big enough, I could get to the moon, no problem. We could get a space station up and then get all our nuclear reactor stuff. But I think, unfortunately, we're going to be forced into the nuclear reactor stuff a little bit sooner. Max thrust, depleted uranium, max thrust, vacuum. Huh. The problem I think I'm going to have with these things is waste heat. Propellant's hydrogen. Oh, hydrogen and uranium. .000 kilograms per second. Nice. Enriched, depleted. 0.0 per hour. Interesting. So it just takes a lot of electric charge. I assume I'm going to have to keep it cool. Does it tell me how much waste heat it produces? Indeed, Justin. It is Earth. Huh. And that's why it's so hard for me to get bigger, because we really need those better tanks. We basically need to make something that's like a Falcon Heavy or a Falcon 9 size something that works well enough to send a multiple people and something into orbit. Let me... Here's a thought. And it's probably not a good one, but here's a thought. Let's leave facility. Let me start looking around. Slowly but surely. I'm gonna see what the lightest craft we could make to get to the moon would be. And I'm sure it's gonna be like 30 to 60 tons, and that's the problem. Is we can't have something that weighs that much. Welcome back, Supreme Waffle. Let's open a new one. And this is just me tinkering. 4 people can be in that. That's interesting. Well, first things first, we have to have a mobile processing lab. That's already like 5 tons, right? 3.5. God. This is just gonna drive me nuts. Okay. Is that too small? That's what I thought. I could always enlarge it, but I don't think I want to. Mark 1, is that the right size? Nope. Mark 2 probably is. Looks a little funky, but I'll take it. How much does it weigh? 6.3 tons. Ugh. Oh, we don't even have the science thingy on here yet. We have this, but we don't have the science vessel itself. Shit. This is where it starts just... It racks up. Another thing, another thing, another thing. We could theoretically go with just this. We wouldn't have to have a Science Junior on here. And the Science Junior is small anyways. Ah. I have a thought. Probably not a good one. Let's take a fuel tank. Procedural fuel tanks, because they're going to weigh less. Right, like so. Bring the bottom out to the right size. Top up. Perfect. Now a small canister like so. Let's get parachutes on this thing. You wouldn't know where to start with real scale solar system. Grabs you. Grats to me getting so far. Well, I haven't technically, but I appreciate it, Justin. Hello, cosmonaut. Welcome. Let's see here. The Poodle engine sucks. We now know that. Don't even worry about using it. Kerosene and oxygen. Kerosene-oxygen mixture seems to be pretty efficient, but I think hydrogen and oxygen is our best bet. Oh, we're gonna have to... Ooh. With boil-off problems, we're gonna have to figure out fuel conversion. Like, we're gonna have to figure out storage of water and then turning it into hydrogen and oxygen using a converter in electricity, aka hydrolysis. Interesting. Yeah, I really need to get life support installed. If we're already going to have to be compensating for stuff like that on long voyages, life support's just, I mean, a half step away from that. I just realized that our boil-off problem is going to be a serious issue once we get out past, like, the moon and everything. Even to the moon, we might not be able to get back because it takes us, what, 7 days to get to the moon, most likely? Interesting. I don't know if that's an accurate number or not, but I bet that's going to be a serious problem. Do we have converters yet? I don't think so. Alright, then instead, let's try a different approach. Instead of going for the moon, let's put as much crap on here as we can so that we can get science to fill up this mobile processing lab and get a satellite up that we can deorbit after we get enough science. Is it going to work? Probably not, but I'm going to go for it. I know this is going to be weird as hell. It's fine. It's not like it really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Right there. Right here. We can't really get anything more. I have a couple of hundred science, but not enough. Let's add grid fins. I sound like a crazy person, but it will help our re-entry. Keep this thing from tumbling. When is the next Minecraft stream gonna be? Probably a long time from now. Do I need RCS? It might help, because I have semi-saturable... No. Do I have saturable SAS? Maybe? I don't think so. Somebody would have to check the mod list. If my SAS is 100% good, then it doesn't matter about the weight. It's just going to be a matter of time before I can get oriented. Just for shits and giggles. We'll put some We'll put some hydrazine on here. Let's go for a fuel tank. Actually, hold on. Can I... Don't have it. I was hoping I had the really big one, but I don't. Fuel tanks it is. Grab another procedural tank. Thank you very much. Grab this. Go tiny on the length. Go for a different texture, and I want this thing to be filled with hydrazine, but I'll set that up in a moment. Should I have landing legs? Sure, why not? Everyone wants to be able to land their craft. Those are a little absurd. That's awesome. I'll take it. The absurdness I will go with. We have 3 barometric pressures. Why? Okay, well there's one problem I'm gonna fix. We can take those off. I don't know where my brain was headed. 2 of these kind of make sense. I guess 2 barometric pressures would be okay. I'm bargaining with myself. Is that a sign of insanity? Those look just fine. Okay, let's retract these. I'm gonna definitely have to add some stuff to that, but that's fine. Let me duplicate one of these. There we go. On the ground when we're ascending. Hopefully there'll be different measurements and we'll get different stuff. Reaction wheels got a nerf and realism overhaul? Interesting. I didn't know that. I'll need RCS? Okay, well then good, I'll grab it. I was planning on it, though I had forgotten already to put them on there. We're only gonna do it for orientation. We don't need it, like, on all box points to make it where we can dock this thing perfectly. I'm good. Oh, grid fins. Let's see here. Aerodynamics? Yes. I don't think I need the big ones, I just need tiny. Oh, there we go. Awkward on which one I thought it was, but that works for me. That's a little funky. I mean, it's KSP, it's probably not gonna have a problem, but it still drives me nuts. Let's put these on, nope, solar panels. Is it that important? Who knows? Probably want a relay antenna on this thing too. Yeah, just go for the big one. Yeah, that's perfect. Just like that. Maybe we'll go for a couple of communities. We do have satellites up there. 1.5 million meters. 50 million meters, but I have to deploy it, don't I? And it takes more electric charge. Hell yeah, it does. Good lord. It's like 41 times the electric charge. Let's not take that one. We'll just have redundancy. There's 2 of them. Parachutes. So much crap. Is this the... Nope. We could always make it look a little bit more peanut. Well, if your penis looks like that, there's a problem. Had a weird hesitation in saying that because I was going to say penile again. If that looks penile to you, there's a problem. I think you've got a kink in the hose. Where's these? Get some drogue chutes. Just like so. And some real chutes. Just like so. That should keep this thing safely landing itself. Heat shield. Big ass one if possible. Do we need anything else on the bottom? Oh, yes. A heat shield, then a decoupler. Okay. All good. I wanted to add some form of fuel to this, which is why I have that there. Get 4 of them bitches on there so you can communicate with everything. Full up hydrazine. Where is my heat shield? Thermal. I think the procedural one would work. For some reason, I don't necessarily like it. I can't tell you why. Something about it bugs me. Grab decoupler. Perfect. Now we need this thing to actually get into space. I have air brakes. I have solar panels. I keep forgetting. And power. Where are we going to store the power? Good job on rationale there. Get some battery packs. Sizing up is always possible. Sizing down, not so much. It usually breaks the game. Solar panels. Or a fission reactor, because that would be enough power. Enough power to get to Duna with 30 days of electric engines. Oh, in 30 days with electric engines. No, I'm good. We're not trying to get to Duna. That doesn't exist in this world. I wonder if Duna is approximately the same distance of any other planet in RSS. Like if it's halfway to Mars, or if it's only like to the moon, or what. I wonder how far that would actually get. Like that's not that big of a boast anymore in RSS. Where are the solar panels? This works for me. Let's get... screw it. Put 4 of them on there. Theoretically, it won't matter. Believe it or not, Justin, the procedural parts actually weigh less than most things. If I have to scale up a normal part to make it work, it weighs more than procedural parts. It's a pain in the ass. Toggle solar panel. Or at least from what I've been told. Once again, I'm talking out my ass. Call me out if it's inaccurate. Oh, good. Now let's see how the hell we're gonna get this thing into space. How much does it weigh? 8 tons. It's actually not that bad. Oh, we still don't have our engine. It would be nice to have an engine. I wonder, do we have any small engines that I could strap onto the side of this? Do I have like any controllable side-based engines? So let's use liquid fuel. But I don't think that's small enough. What about the Puff? Puff the magic rocket? I feel like that's the perfect thing. Hydrazine? Interesting that it burns hydrazine. Engine configs. Alternate configuration. HTP or Aerozine NTO. I'm interested. What's the thrust? Oh my god, the thrust is terrible. 20 kilonewtons. Is there anything that's better than that? We have Separatrons, but I don't really want to use them. Ah, the Super Draco. We're getting into SpaceX stuff. Kerosene. One of them is RCS. Interesting. How is that? What? It still uses kerosene and oxygen. Why would you use high thrust for lousy efficiency? Perfect for landing capsules and providing in-flight abort capability. Well, I wonder if it'd be good for deorbiting. How big are they? Actually, not that big. Wonder if I put them like that, if it would work. By the way, Stone, the entire vanilla solar system of the game can fit within the orbit of Venus, so no, it's not much of a claim anymore. Yeah, that's what I thought, Justin. I was kind of figuring that out. And Cosmo, I think you know more about this game than I do. With the... You say balloon type weighs very little. I actually don't use balloon type because I have the cone type. I'm an idiot. I think the balloon type is... let me pull them up. That's close, but I thought I had like... yeah. I think this is what you're talking about for really efficient. Like they weigh really little. Electric propulsion tank. That's only for Xeon? Yep. Or a lead ballast or water. Or argon. I guess it can hold hydrogen. Or hydrogen. For some reason I was trying to say hydrazine. It's just hydrogen. Alright. Well, I would argue that will work for me, because I only need these things to deorbit me, and that should do it. Though the chances of this thing now working is fairly slim. I think what I want to do is take that's inaccurate. Let me put that back. Take these lovelies and do something like this with them. I can't get them bigger than 150%. I don't know if those are gonna work. I can hope they will. Oh, turn roll off. For the love of God, turn roll off. I forgot about that. Think that's okay. This should work. Oh yeah, I know, Cosmonaut. Like I said, I'm using this one for cone. That's why I didn't switch it to balloon type. It was either that was what you were talking about or the other one, so I kind of figured. Where's the fuel again? Procedural tanks. Scroll on up. I wonder if we could do this in single stage orbit. Probably not. But I'm tempted. There's no reason for us to, but I'm very tempted. If I turn this into a cone, and I made the top the right size, how big can I... That's what I thought. Out of curiosity, because these are a lot cheaper too, so it's not like I'm wasting money here. 5 meters. Make it as big as possible. I'm gonna have to manually fill it up with fuel anyways, as I learned last time. How heavy could I get this thing before I'd have to use special engines? It's only 22 tons right now. That's bullshit. Shit. Let's go outside for a little bit. Hello, you lovely bastard. Let's lift you up. I wonder if single stage to orbit's possible. I mean, remember, most people don't do single stage to orbit in real life. It's, you know, they have multiple stages that drop off, or, yeah, there's something that drops off to make it where it works better. Oh, look, we have the radial fuel bubble tanks, too. I didn't even know that. How much, if I put a massive engine on here, we'll start small, aka the least efficient, I assume. We'll go for... There's only 2 ignitions there. The heavy MOA? I thought there was another one. Where's my... There it is, the Omega Rotite. Still only 2 ignitions, which is not great. Kind of bugs me, but it has a lot more thrust. What? What? Okay, so we can't even use that. We don't have fuel tanks big enough. What about the heavy MOA? The heavy... No, I have a feeling that's not going to work. Multi-rotite? That would work. How much? 10,000. If we use something like this, would it even work? Probably not. What does this run off of? Methane and oxygen. No, it will not work, because that is like the least efficient engine SpaceX has. Or the SpaceY mod has, whatever. Well, if that's only 10,000, and this one is... Oh, thought that was 9,000. Oops. 23, holy but Jesus. That's a little absurd. I just feel like that's not gonna work. Manual it is. Let's see here. If I put 9 of these on here, I'd have to put more than 9. Damn it, I can't look down. Thank you. And it's still gonna be too big. These max... Yeah, those are their max size. I physically can't stretch the tank any larger, Cosmonaut. This one I can for some reason. I, for some reason, duplicated. I can't make it larger than 5 meters. Because I haven't upgraded my skill tree, or my logic thing is far enough. I would, trust me, I physically can't. I can't make them over this diameter or over 5 meters in length yet because I haven't got my career far enough. And that's where I'm having difficulties here, is that technically I could make this work. But I don't like it. If I did something like, this is gonna look absurd, just bear with me. If I did something like, that. I know, it's absurd, just bear with me. Hey, I can fill it with fuel, that's good at least. Can I change the texture on that? Thank you. Make it at least match the rest of the rocket. It looks a little weird to have it checkerboard at the bottom and then the whole of the rest of the rocket is white. Utilization to 100. Indeed! Thank you for catching me that. I'm also going to have to set the fuel on all of these. I guess I'll do that all together. So we'll do like so, and this runs off, fuck, kerosene, indeed. Kerosene, and then kerosene. Where is the methane coming from? Oh, I guess that's the Draco engines. That's what they're talking about, the inefficient. Got it. Move up to 100%, and then kerosene. I keep wanting to click on methane for some reason. It's like built into my head. It's like, you want methane? No, I don't. Kerosene. 100% kerosene. If this gets off the ground, it's going to be interesting. Kerosene. Hey, it's like magic. Some of them have already been done. Kerosene. 100%. 100% kerosene. And the last two, 100% kerosene. Kerosene. Can't change that one. Alrighty. Well, is this gonna work? Probably not. You gotta go. We'll see you later, Buckwild. See you tomorrow or something, man. Let's see. Do we have parachutes and everything? We do, but it's definitely not in the right placement. Those are the drogue chutes, right? I can't tell. Let's get all of this stuff correctly staged up and then see if this rocket even flies. What's gonna kind of suck is this is gonna have to deorbit everything. It's gonna be very interesting to see if that works. Where's my drogue chutes? Right, like so. And then I want this thing to be on its own. Right here, I assume, because I'm gonna have to deorbit that if I get into orbit with it. If I don't, then there's really no point in having that. Alright. Let's see if this ridiculous thing works. Crew. Jeb, you are in there. And then... oh, what? There we go. And then I need my scientist. Hello, Bob. I guess we can always have a backup pilot. Oh, wait, no, this is going to be in orbit for a while. Never mind. Science? Question mark? I thought I had a better name for this earlier, but I didn't write it down / name the thing at the time. So we'll just call it science question mark. I think that's it. Okay, let's see if this works. How much does it weigh? 1,200 tons. Interesting. So you add that fuel, it gains a little bit of weight. Especially considering it only weighs 22 tons whenever it's out of fuel. Looks like a big old donger. Well, like I said earlier, if that's what it looks like, you might need to check on with a doctor or something. Oh my god! I couldn't stop it. I hit spacebar, it just didn't activate. What? They run on liquid methane. I'm confused. Hold on, revert to launch. Do I have to change all that? I hit spacebar and it didn't activate the engines because they didn't have methane. Did I choose the wrong engines by accident? I could have sworn that these ran on kerosene. Methane is the other one. Uh-oh. Did I mess up here? Methane. Damn it! Okay. Where did I get kerosene? The Quad Emu runs off kerosene. Oh! Shit. Well, I technically only need one ignition. But that's gonna be stupid amounts of power. I don't think I'm gonna be able to bring this... Okay, well, let's have some fun. I just want to see what happens. Because, I mean, changing an engine is a lot easier than changing all of those tanks' fuel. This is gonna be interesting. And just because I don't want it to immediately explode and I need some science on the ground, let me get some launch clamps going. I'm glad I now have the Space-Y launch clamps. Sure. I'm gonna have to separate all of these and put them back in the right place because of course it fucks it up. See you later, Waffle. Alright, save. Let's watch this absurdity because I'm gonna need like 10% throttle to get off the ground, I assume. And I'm gonna need a lot less than that once we're flying through the atmosphere. We shall see. Just waiting. Ooh, it's loading quickly. I like that. Okay. First things first. It's hard to see it from here. Can I click on some of this stuff? Okay, log pressure data. 0 out of 0 to process in the lab. Awesome. Well, I'll keep that just because. Record size surface monitor for... Okay. Log scientific data. 5. Cool. This is why I didn't want to do this in space, because I didn't think there was going to be any way in hell we were going to get anything useful. Okay. Observe materials bay. I'm sure there's nothing. And I can add... Ooh, 24 years this time. Oh, man. What about down here? I had thermometers, and one of them is blinking. Nothing. God damn. Observe mystery goo. Anything that I can add to it? Nope. I'll add it anyways. Holy shit. Alright, well, let's just see what the rocket does. If nothing else, I get some... My controller's not plugged in. Well, There's no way for me to do this safely on my own because I've never used the keyboard, and I don't think that's a good idea, but sure, why not? Pitch. Oh, this is such a bad idea. And I have to control and shit. Ooh, shit, this is bad. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Are we gonna go straight up? Yes, we are, and actually at 2 G's of force, which is perfect. Let's see how bad this is. You're gonna head off to bed as well. See you later, Justin. I appreciate you dropping by. This will probably be the last flight of the stream. We're just doing something stupid. Holy crap, look at how fast that kerosene is going through. Already going super fast. And our throttle is still insane. Alright. Start a gravity turn. Oh, goodness. I am not doing too bad, but this is the first time I think I've ever tried to fly a rocket with the keyboard, so give me just a moment. My commentary is going to be shit for the next, like, 5 minutes. All good. Just trying to get this gravity turn to work. I don't think we're going to get to orbit, but it'll be interesting to see how much fuel we're using versus how much, like, it takes to get there. I wonder if we added a few more tanks if this thing would actually do it. Going way fast enough. Alright, hold it there, Bob, or Jebediah, whatever. Whoever is controlling it. For some reason, Jebediah is in the dark. Are we in space yet? We are definitely in space. Angle on over. Perfect. Just doing baby taps. Yeah, that's what I thought, is we don't have enough fuel for it. It's just, how close will it be? Go, baby, go. We're in space. I'm just gonna let it pull as much G-force as it wants. It's actually not too bad. I'm gonna be amazed if this thing could do it, but there's no way. It's only got 4,000 fuel left. It'll probably get to 5,000 meters per second, which is better than what I thought it was going to. I think I could adjust the thrust too. Doesn't really change the amount of fuel. Why are we... What the fuck? Why do we have so much extra kerosene? What? Do these run off kerosene? That's why. Okay. They're set up for the Draco engines. I was so confused. Because that percentage is way off. We made it over halfway to orbit, though. Interesting. If I ditch that, or kick those on, what happens? The thrust is atrocious. And the fuel, holy crap, the fuel. But I mean, it's pulling this whole thing along for those 4 tiny engines. I'll give it credit for pulling it along like that. Okay, so let's go back to vehicle assembly. I want to fuck with this just a little bit. Maybe one more flight. Just because I'm interested. I'm pretty sure I can do this without causing any problems. Worst case scenario, the thrust is going to be a little bit more limited, but that's fine. Ah, yeah, you see, there's a much larger percentage of kerosene and oxygen. Interesting. So I assume this top one is like a 40-50%, and I need everything else set up at that 60-30%. Let me double check. The emus. Go big or go home, indeed. Doesn't give me a percentage. But one of them is about half of the other, so that's, yeah. 2-to-1 ratio. 60-30. Got it. 60-30. 60-30. Just gonna go up the ladder and do it all on my own. 60-30. Gotta love how it copied utilization, but it didn't copy the tank. 60-30. Oh, this is gonna take a bitch. Take a bitch and take a moment, and it's gonna be a bitch. There we go. My brain in action right there. Next, remove 60-30. Remove 60-30. It's actually not going to take that long. It's just a pain. Wish there was something like a select all and change. And I'm sure there is. I'm just too stupid. 60-30. And last few. That works for me. Okay. With that, I believe we're ready. How much does it weigh? 1,497 tons. A lot. I hope everyone's still in there. This will be the last flight of the stream. It's been a short one, but hey, it's cool. We've made some progress. We've made some science. This thing itself is not going to get us any science, but I'd like to see it at least get to orbit, or close. Boom, 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 boom. Slowly but surely. Ta-da! Maybe. There we go. T. Looks like everyone is indeed here. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! We still fly. It's a little bit slower this time, but that's alright. I'll scale back on the fuel once we start getting in the high 2Gs. Speed is decent. Looks good. Another 4,000 meters or so, and I'll start my gravity turn. Last time I didn't tap enough. I was a little bit late on it. There we go. Time to start. It's sketchy. Doing this with a keyboard is completely different. Gravity turn looks a lot better this time. Sweet. Keep bringing that fuel down, trying to hold 2 Gs while we're in the atmosphere. $40K. Actually, went a little bit too fast this time, but I'll take it. That looks good enough for me. Now hold this for a few seconds. Wait until this is in space. I would say about 10 more seconds and it will be. Sweet. Now just gravity turn out of it. Or get out of the gravity turn rather. Whatever. Horizontal out. Our fuel loaded up. A lot better of a percentage of fuel this time around. Sweet. And just hold it. We'll see what happens. The G-force is going to just continue to rise. We didn't technically have that much more fuel this time. We just changed the ratio. If we could get to 4,000 last time, it'll be interesting to see how far we get this time with the actual proportions correct. And whenever we're completely empty, we only weigh 22 tons, so we should be able to deorbit with those Draco engines, theoretically. I mean, if this works, maybe we should throw some massive boosters on the side of it and send this thing to the moon or something. Like, what if we filled this with a different, or put a different engine on here and filled it all with different fuel, threw some massive boosters on this? Kind of like the rocket, as dumb as it looks. There we go. I can thrust limit it a little bit, but it's not going to do much. Burn, baby, burn. Here we are, 4,300, which is about where we were last time. And we still have probably another 20-30 seconds of burn time, which is not bad. Pulling over 5 Gs of thrust now, so we're starting to vibrate a little bit. But I can't do anything about it. 5,300 meters per second. Holy shit, look at that G-force. Almost up to 10 Gs. Oh shit. That's crazy though. We almost made it into orbit. Holy crap. We made it to orbit. Woo! That is perfect. Let's see here. Periapse. Oh, we're technically not in orbit, but the camera thinks we are. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Can we get any science from this? I'm sure there's not. Start research. We'd have to observe the materials bay. What a... Oh yeah, there's nothing. Oh shit, 140 science. Ooh. That's not bad. That's the first time that's useful. Are the other ones like that as well? Like if I click on the barometer thing, technically it shouldn't have any... I could get 65 off of it. Nice. That makes me feel like it's slightly worth it. $65 and $140. Cool. Okay, well obviously we're not going to be able to use it. Let's just reset the experiments. That makes me feel like this was almost worth it. Hell yeah, let's retrograde and see if we can bring them back from the brink of death. Do a little bit of physical time acceleration. If we're going to try to land in Africa, we have to wait a little bit. And I prefer to land on land. I mean, we could always try to land in... Ooh, that's a good idea. It's a terrible idea, if I'm being honest, but who cares? And have my happy butt come on back down. Sweet. Alright, so where does it think... Shit. Do we have any fuel left? And I don't think so. I bet it just boiled off. Oh, thank God it didn't. Whew! Some of the oxygen started to boil off, but the fuel didn't. Thank goodness. That was going to be a problem. Alright, so where are we right now on Earth? We are... Ooh, we could land in Australia. Actually, I don't think we could. We would overshoot Australia like crazy. When does our... our periapse is not even close to the ground. Well, water landing it is, but at least it's going to be daytime. Push us to the side. I'm trying to find it, but I don't know where it's at. Come on, RCS, do your job. Yeah, there's no way we could ever land in Australia. It's trying so hard to move, but it weighs so much. Let's do some physical time acceleration and let it do its thing. Sweet. And now... throttle up Draco engines. Do they work? Hell yeah, they work. We're no longer in orbit. We're definitely coming down for a landing, though. I detached from that thing because it's no longer in orbit, so I don't care. It's not technically space junk if it's not going to be in space for long. Now, grid fins. Let's see if this works. I'm sure RCS doesn't have a button anymore because I disabled that shit a long time ago. Shall we survive? Probably not. In fact, I think with these legs being as large as they are, they're probably going to blow up. But I'm going to attempt it. 128. We could do a little bit of physical time acceleration because the music stopped and it's a little awkward. As long as nothing blows up, we should be okay. That speed's still going up, which means the grid fins haven't really started to grab on the air yet. Still going up. I'm watching that speed and I'm not liking it. It might only be going up because our horizontal speed isn't coming down as fast as we're accelerating vertically due to gravity. Now the grid fins are working. They're keeping us steady. At least it looks like they're trying to. Will they work? Ah, look at that. The speed's starting to come down. But how fast? Probably not fast enough. Oh, they're getting red. Good thing we upgraded to titanium, right? They're not gonna melt like those old aluminum ones did. SpaceX reference. Anybody? I think they're okay. I'm not seeing heat buildup yet, which is good. That speed's coming down nicely. I'm just waiting for something. Oop. Heat buildup, and I think that was on the leg. That seems to be on a leg. Or is that on the center? No, that is on the center core. Well, let's hope it doesn't blow up and kill Bill or Bob. Sorry, Bob. Already forgot your name, man, and you're the one who's plunging through the atmosphere right now. Nope, grid fins were not adequate. I'm just gonna avoid him. Can Jebediah survive? We'll just not worry about him. He'll be fine, you know. Having survived this all once before. Let's try to reorientate. It'd be nice to have the battery as the back. Oh, look at that re-entry speed! We keep getting further and further from the one we just broke off. That's sketchy. I'm trying to bring it down, but I can't. I'm trying to go retrograde with it. Fight it! Jebediah, you can do it, buddy! That G-force keeps getting higher and higher. Woo! But he seems okay. He seems like he's doing okay. I'm sure the other isn't. Can't switch while in the atmosphere. Oh, well, you're fucked. Sorry, Bob. There's no parachutes. We left you, buddy. Alright, well, I think this is a perfect ending of the stream. Unfortunately, we just lost Bob. Not really. I'm going to revert the flight. But it's a good enough end. We somehow miraculously got to space with that rocket. Single stage to orbit, which is mind-boggling. With a 1,400-ton rocket. That goes to show how ridiculous this game is with RSS installed. But past this, I think I'm going to call it quits. It looks like Bob has unfortunately met his doom. Unless there's a... Nope. Bob has indeed met his doom, unfortunately. I think we're going to call it quits. Thank you all so much for watching. And hopefully I'll have some Kerbal Space Program in real life stuff to do tomorrow. See you till then.